Did you ever wonder why some people have so many clients lining up to work with them they need to build an entire wait list whilst the rest are struggling to get any leads? I wonder. So instead of sticking to horrible advice like be authentic bro, I actually asked Iman, Gadzhi's personal chief marketing officer, how they made people so obsessed with their products. He gave me one psychological trigger that changed the way I created funnels and content. Ever since, our sales skyrocketed and we became the fastest growing school community on earth. We had created so much demand that we needed to set up an entire wait list to serve all of them. So in the next few minutes, I'll show you that psychological breakdown and a clear breakdown on how to use it in your own content and funnels to make your clients beg to buy from you. And to start, I gotta show you the actual trigger that made all this happen. Now, before I approached Iman CMO, my strategy was basically all over the place. The entire internet was full of people giving me stupid ass advice like, be authentic bro, or consistency creates trust, or just provide value. Just to be met with nothing. No demand, no clients, nothing. So me and my client, Oscar Patel, paid a whopping $18,000 to talk to Iman and his CMO, Louis Berger. He is basically the mastermind behind Iman Gadzhi's success. He threw away every principle I had learned. Like the last 3 years of work I'd put in were all a waste, and gave me one singular sentence. People will do anything for those who encourage their dreams, justify their failures, allay their fears, confirm their suspicion, and throw rocks at their enemies. The result? Our demand skyrocketed. We signed client after client. We grew from 150 members on our school community to 1,800 members at $37 a month each. We had hundreds of DMs coming in of people wanting to learn from him directly up until we needed to cap the business at $125K a month and build an entire waiting list to serve all of them. We had too much demand and not enough time to serve all of the clients. So how do you apply this trigger to your own business? Whether we launch ads, a VSL, an Instagram story, or just some reels and YouTube videos, we want so much info about our ideal client that they feel like we've been secretly watching them through their phone camera for the last 5 years to answer these 5 questions. That's why you basically need to find out what their dream is, what their failures were, what fears they have or what their biggest fear is, what suspicions they have that you could confirm for them, and who or what is the common enemy. Now, when you give AI a very detailed description of your ideal client, including age and tax bracket and their problems that they have and the goals that they have, and you ask it to give you 10 answers each, surprisingly, it will give you incredibly accurate results for all 5 questions, and you can choose the most fitting 2 to 3 answers per question and use that. The truth is, though, that will not even nearly come close to you actually doing research and just asking them exactly what their dreams, failures, fears, etc. are. The most detailed answers you can get is via data campaigns, marketing campaigns that are fully designed to collect information about our clients. Either you take the time to hop on calls with your current clients and ask them these 5 questions, or you first craft a free product that is applicable to your entire audience or email list or whatever you currently have, and you give them access to it by filling out a survey that answers all 5 questions and lets you segment your audience. We see, for example, just a landing page where we give people a free guide, the ultimate raw milk guide. What's important is that product is applicable to your entire audience that we have on Instagram. So we basically have a landing page that says in the headline, here's the benefit of the thing, in the subheadline, and then we have a picture of the thing, and then we have a button that says get the thing. It is that simple. You click on that button and now you have a survey that these people need to fill out, and in the survey you ask them for their email address and then also for all the 5 questions. You get the data and then you send them the free product via the email into their inbox. That is it. Everyone is happy. Once you have answered all of the 5 questions, you have the data, it is time to use these answers in your copy. Every webinar, every funnel, every VSL, every Instagram story, and every email, every single thing that you write, everything that is supposed to turn a viewer into a buyer. We're going to make it convert better. Now listen, the problem is not that you're not using this psychological trigger. You are. You really are. Everyone is, actually. Every hook you write is you trying to encourage somebody's dreams. Every time you show them the results of your clients, it is you encouraging their dreams. Every time you shit on your competitors and their product, it is you throwing rocks. Every time you tell them your solution is better than other solutions they've tried and failed with, it is you justifying that they failed, which means justifying their failures. The only problem is that everyone sucks at doing it. They encourage the dreams of person A, then justify failures of person B, and throw rocks at the enemies of person C. Now everyone kind of knows you, they've heard of you, they know you exist, but nobody is genuinely obsessed with you and your brand and your mission. Nobody actually likes you. You're like that one friend who seems to be cool with everybody, but he also has no enemies because he has no fucking personality and therefore pisses no one off, but is also loved by nobody because there's nothing to be pissed at or nothing to love. Nobody really wants you to come, but they also have nothing against you coming to the party. You're accepted, not appreciated. That is why the way I write copy is I'll write the first draft, then I delete what isn't necessary, then I simplify until a 10-year-old can understand it, and then I go over the script, finding all 5 questions in every single part of a VSL, an email, a story, whatever. You will recognize most of the 5 inside your intro. The VSL you're about to see is a VSL by Mason. He's a high-ticket health coach who is helping entrepreneurs get more focus, and he basically optimizes them to make more money by making them healthier, the way you optimize an athlete to win a discipline such as basketball. So let's, for example, look at the intro. Brain fog, bad sleep, chronic stress, and hair loss. If you suffer from any of the 4 conditions I just named, chances are you're currently operating at only 30% of your human potential. The thing is, I know you've tried everything you are supposed to do, supplements, diets, fitness, the list goes on, just to see little to no results and potentially ask yourself a question, does success simply require me to sacrifice my well-being? But deep down you know, if you were healthier, you would not only look and feel better, but actually make way more money. In the next 5 minutes, I'll show you the exact system I used to help more than 40 entrepreneurs reach their maximum cognitive and physical potential in as little as 8 weeks. So what are we doing here? We're naming their problems and we are immediately encouraging them. If you were healthier, you would not only look and feel better, but actually make way more money. And in the next 5 minutes, I'll show you the exact system I used to help more than 40 entrepreneurs. So we are taking all of this and we are encouraging somebody's dreams. I know you've tried everything you are supposed to do, supplements, diets, fitness, the list goes on. We are here justifying their failures by naming them, telling them I did the exact same thing, just to see little to no results, and then you confirm their suspicion. If you were healthier, you would not only look and feel better, but actually make way more money, which is a suspicion or a hope that they have. So already in this intro, we got dreams, failures, suspicions, and also fears. Does success simply require me to sacrifice my well-being? So we have all of the 4. We can do this going through the entire VSL and we will find it over and over again. Front-loading relatable results. I've given this protocol to one of my clients, Bo, a 7-figure entrepreneur who would literally struggle to write a simple email because of his brain fog. And the result, right, again, retargeting the failures, struggling to write a simple email because of his brain fog. Raphael, who was suffering under chronic stress and therefore rapidly lost chunks of hair day by day, and within 40 days, he not only stopped his hair loss, but he completely reversed it and grew his hair back. Yes, 40 days. Here we are encouraging their dreams. Go for the VSL, quite literally, and find every single thing where you do any of the 5. So anywhere in your VSL, look for dreams, failures, fears, suspicions, and enemies. And whenever you do that, make sure that it's the right ones. Imagine I would have an audience of like very young guys who are coming from school, they're 17 years old, and I show them a case study of Raphael who is suffering under chronic stress and is losing hair. You think a 17-year-old is going to care about hair loss? Chances are he's not going to care. Or you think an entrepreneur is going to care about me helping this other guy increase his height and get an extra 3 inches in height by me helping them get better hormonal balance during puberty? That guy is in his 30s or 40s. He's not going to give a about that dream. So make sure that you target the right ones. Now the effect of that is basically that people now feel understood for the first time in their life. Now how many people out there are trying to talk to these people with the usual thing? They are very surface level. I'm gonna help you make 10k a month, 100k a month. I'm gonna help you do this or do that. No, people don't have the desire of being healthy. People have the desire of stopping their hair loss. People have the desire of operating at 100%. People have the desire of making more money. People have the desire of maybe even having a social life or a dating life whilst having a business. These are their dreams, and most people, your competitors, are targeting the surface level dream or the desire that they tell to people, which is I want to make that money, but not the real desire that is behind that. And once you know the real desire, you will outperform your competition because you're speaking to them like nobody ever could. You know more about these people than their mom, and they will be able to pay you if you are the only person who understands them. Because if you're going to name them all these dozens of results and case studies that you have of people who have had amazing results who are just like you, just because you know the inner conversation that these people have inside their mind, and you replicate that conversation onto other people's results, you say, hey, he has had the exact same thing and the exact same struggles, the exact same problems, the exact same fears, the exact same failures, the exact same dreams, the exact same suspicions, and the exact same enemies, and he has had results. It is very easy to sell now. Now, this is one of dozens of principles and strategies I have used. 90% of them I have dropped and I've stopped using them because they got me little to no results. But 10% I still use until this day. These 10% build so much trust with our clients. Some of them bought without a sales call, and I just needed to send them a voice memo or a Loom recording that is 10 minutes long of me breaking down my offer. So if you want to turn a cold viewer into a ready to buy client without a sales call, just like we do, check this video up here. I want to thank you for your time. If you need me, I'm here.